Peace was good. Welcome to another installment of a hip hop rant. It's been a while since I've done. It's been a couple months. But before I start, I want to say, have a wonderful, happy New Year. Don't do nothing crazy. Um, don't get too fucked up. You know what I mean? You could, get nice, but don't get chocolate wasted. Um, let's talk about two things today, cause in hip hop, cause a lot of shit's been pissing me off in hip hop. I could go more, but I'm just gonna keep it two. Um, First things first is sample lawsuits that I've been hearing a lot lately, been reading a lot lately. Um, what really got me to get do this rant was because Naughty by Nature, who's like one of my favorite groups growing up, if you hear the phone, my bad, it's charging. But anyways, Naughty by Nature, they're getting sued by Sugar Hill Records, because of the song Uptown Anthem. Little trivia before I start with that. The song Uptown Anthem is actually featured on the Juice soundtrack when it first came out, but it wasn't featured on the Naughty by Nature album until like the later releases of that album. So the OG copy that I have doesn't have Uptown Anthem, which pissed me off. Because I got it used, so I got the OG copy. But anyways, getting back on topic. They're getting sued because of the song Uptown Anthem. They used a sample from Sugar Hill, I guess the Sugar Hill Gang, whatever. It was a vocal sample when they said "We Gonna." So they took that and they put that into the Uptown Anthem song. So my thing is, why the fuck didn't they do that then? Why the fuck didn't they settle the lawsuit then? It all boils down to it. They just broke. They want money. That's it. Should have done that years ago. I don't understand these greedy ass niggas, man. Like, I don't understand that. And it's these fucking lawyers, B. It's like these lawyers that do not give a fuck about hip hop, that don't know shit about hip hop. All they know is making fucking money. That's it. And making people's lives miserable. Listen, I'm all for people getting credit and getting, royalties and all that. I'm all for that. But do it where everybody could both eat. Don't be charging like $20 million or how much. I think Naughty by Nature was getting sued. I forgot how much they were getting sued. I think like 20 something million. I forgot. I'll post a link down in the description box. But it's like, come on. It's like that shit pisses me off. Like, why the fuck you guys are gonna wait 20 plus years after the song came out? You should did that in the 90s. Same thing happened to Cypress Hill with the song how could I just kill a man off their first album, which I did a review on too as well. Same thing with Leaders in the New School. This happened 2 years ago. Leaders in the New School, they were getting sued because of the song Case of the PTA. And it's crazy. And then I was reading an article saying, because of that now, we're gonna halt the sales of the album Future Without the Past, because that's where the song came from that album. But my thing is, that album's been out of print for years, so it's hard to find. I got a copy, but I bought it used, obviously. And it's like, it's stupid. Like, why the fuck do you wait 20 plus years after those songs came out? You should have done that then. And then I read somewhere also, Ghostface Killah was getting sued for Iron Man skit that he used, like for the cartoons, like from the 60s or 70s. He was getting sued for that because he used a skit from the cartoons from the 60s from his Supreme Clientele album. And it's like, he didn't even use that in a song. He just used it for a fucking skit. That's it. Like, it's like these fucking people are fucking greedies. Like, come on, B. And then you wonder why hip hop is the way it is. You know why hip hop is dead, or people say hip hop is dead? It's because of lack of sampling. Now everybody's using this, oh, you're not original because you sample, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, but yet motherfuckers doing cover songs of other people's shit. Yeah, that's original. And I know you're gonna say, oh yeah, but they use instruments. But it's not their fucking song. It doesn't matter if you use instruments or whatever, you use fucking blowhorns or whatever. It's the same shit. It's somebody else's song. It's not original if that's the case. If you want to say sampling is not original. But yeah, man, and I also heard too as well that Ghostface was Marvel Comics is suing Ghostface for the song for him using Iron Man from his first album that came out in '96 was like my favorite album from Ghostface Killer, and it's like, why the fuck do you wait 16 years after the album came out? It's like you should have sued him then if that was the case. It's like these fucking greedy motherfuckers, man. Jeez, damn, son. And then I think Cypress Hill, they also got sued for by Soul Johnson. Look him up. He was a soul singer from the '70s, '60s, '70s. Um, he sued mad people. He sued Wu Tang, Kanye, Common, Cypress Hill. Because I think Soul Johnson, he sued them for the interlude that they did back in their second album, Black Sunday, called Lockdown. He used that for, I guess, like I said, it was an interlude. It wasn't really a song. It was just, they just used a sample, and it's just like these dudes is just fucking broke. It's like they just want money. Just say that you're broke. I'm hungry. I need money. That's it. And plain and simple. And that's why I feel like hip hop is the way it is, because these lawyers are fucking up the hip hop game with this whole sample clearance bullshit. You know what they should do? There's a documentary that came out, I think 2 years ago, called Copyright Criminals. It first appeared on PBS, but I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Yeah, it is on YouTube. Just type in Copyright Criminals and you'll find it there. Pretty much, there's a segment with De La Soul where they interviewed De La Soul, and I think it was Dave who they interviewed with, saying like when it was recording the Stakes Is High album that came out in '96, which was like my favorite album from them. I think they were under Epic Records or Sony Records, Sony or Epic, one of the two. It was just the same shit, anyways. But anyways, they were given a list of artists that they could actually sample, and because of that, the album is the way it is. It has a cult status, cult following. It's a pretty dope album. So could you imagine if Sony hadn't done that and he used other samples that they weren't given? It probably wouldn't have been the album it is today. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's it about the sample shit. Bottom line is, I'm all for people giving credit for what they use. I'm all for people getting paid, giving credit to the royalties and all that. But don't sue them for $29 million. If you're gonna do it right then and there. So that's it. It's like I just don't understand that. That shit really pisses me off. Another thing too that pisses me off is this whole stuck in the '90s statement. That shit makes no fucking sense. How are you stuck in the '90s? Why? Because I only listen to '90s music, like, and then they'll call kids backpackers because he listens to only boom bap, so he's a backpacker. It's like so fucking stupid. It's a fucking preference. So how am I stuck in the '90s? It's shit that I could relate to in the '90s. I grew up in the '90s. These kids today, they will not relate to the '90s because they didn't grow up in the '90s. They might have been born in the '90s, but they didn't really endure the '90s like I did. Like I was born in '87. And I was a '90s kid. I'm not an '80s kid. I wasn't born in '82 or '80 and some shit like that. You know what I mean? So I like shit that I can relate to. Don't get me wrong. I listen to every other type of music. I don't listen to just hip hop. I listen to rock, jazz, R&B, soul, country, or not country. I don't like country. Rock, progressive rock, jazz rock, all that fusion. I listen to everything. I listen to UK hip hop. Like Melanin 9, Just, Verb T, cats like that. Lewis Parker. I listen to French hip hop. I listen to German hip hop. I listen to Japanese hip hop. I have a variety. I listen to West Coast, Southern hip hop, East Coast, all that shit. Canadian hip hop. I listen to every fucking thing. But then it's like the same dudes that say, "Oh, you're stuck in the '90s." These same motherfuckers that's killing each other for fucking sneakers, for Jordans. You know what I mean? And these same kids that's wearing snapbacks, which is nothing new. It's from the fucking '90s, '80s, '90s. Jordans too. It's from the '90s, '80s, '90s. It's motherfuckers, and then they rocking the high top fade, the fucking you know, the blind highlights and shit. Niggas on that Kwame tip. Like, I think that shit is corny. That shit is wild. I don't like that. But to each his own. Some people can pull it off. Most people can't. That's just my opinion. But think about before you say you're stuck in the '90s. So it's like that's like saying people that only listen to '90s hip hop, you know, they're like less of a human. Like, oh, you're not cool because you're like you put people in the box that way. So so people that listen to that fucking techno infused bullshit, the auto tune, oh, they're the cool kids. Yeah, they're the majority. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Stop judging people. Suck a dick. And that's it. You know what to do. Respond. Keep it positive. Keep it professional. None of that. Fuck you. Suck a dick. You know, just keep. If you, it's okay to disagree. I'm all for that. But explain the reason why you disagree. That's it, and keep it respectful. Like I said, have a happy New Year's. Have a safe one. Peace.